Hey there everybody, this is Rick, and September 23rd of 2017, and we just concluded our annual open house here in Youngstown. So I gave that little teaser video yesterday, the slideshow showing the locomotive, and I'm going to give you a little bit closer explanation of what we've been doing to the locomotive. So as you can see, there's no boiler yet. We still do not have the boiler back, and I'm going to have to see what I can do about getting that expedited to get it back, because otherwise the rest of the locomotive is just about ready to go. We've got little things to do, like there's some bolts missing, there's some pins that need to be remade, a bunch of little things that need to be done to the chassis to get it ready. For the most part, the big project is going to be getting the boiler over here, getting it installed, getting it attached to the saddle, and installing the all the piping and the various other appliances that go on here. We still have to take this back platform, which is made out of 2-inch and 4-inch plate. It's all basically tacked together. We've got to pull that back apart and have everything better welded on there. The cab is mostly done. I don't have the roof on yet. There's a few little details that are not finished on the cab, so the cab will probably go back home into the garage for a little while for a little bit more welding work, but I'm not too worried about that right now. But I just wanted to get everything together to kind of show you what the entire locomotive looks like in one piece. I think this is the first time in what, 50 years, 60 years or so that that these locomotives, any of them, have been together with the tank on there, and you can actually see what it looks like. So over on this side, we still have some saddle tank work to do. We've got these areas to cut out and put new pieces in. I got these holes to take care of, but that shouldn't take too long to get all that done. We're putting in brackets. I can see on the other side there that C-clamp is holding that bracket in place. There'll be one on this side here, and basically what that's going to do is allow me to dispense with the brackets that held the tank to the boiler originally, get rid of that, and then just support the water tank back here and also up front, and that allows the boiler to flex and move and expand under the the heating and cooling without having this heavy saddle tank attached to it and causing stresses. Coming around this tight curve, I mean, this is an extremely tight curve we have here, 40-foot radius. It makes it around all right, but we're going to have flange wear issues, so I have a couple of flange lubricators. Take a 3/4 inch diameter lube stick. Going to mount these back here so that we can keep some lubrication on that tread flange interface there. Let's see what else we have going on here. Here's the front end, and I think this gives you a good idea of just the tightness of that curve, how tight that curve is. The lettering, that's just vinyl. We just put some quick lettering on there just to letter it. When we do the lettering for the final paint job, that'll all be in aluminum color. And I may go to a little bit different shade of black. I mean, this is just plain gloss black, Rust-Oleum gloss black, but I can come up with another shade that's not quite as in your face black as this is. So I think we may do that to kind of tone that down a little bit. Numbers are on, and come in here, sit in the seat, and then you can look forward where the boiler needs to go. Um, these 3 slots are under the firebox. Originally, this thing the ashes just fell on the track wherever it ran. There weren't any ties or anything like that were going to burn up, so they didn't care about it. Well, here I'm going to fabricate some sort of a ash pan that's going to go on here, and then you can see the drawbar, which pivots way up there, also slides back and forth in there, so we have that to contend with. And then I can come in here. This is the 5-chime throttle valve, or not throttle, I'm talking about whistle. Whistle valve. There'll be a flexible connection going to the steam dome, which is where I'm standing at. This will be the permanent whistle. There'll be provisions for if we want a guest whistle here. We can mount on the locomotive as well. And come back through here and onto the tender. There'll be 2 seats, one on either side here. There's going to be some sort of a apron we got to put in, but I've got to figure out how to do it with the tight radius of the curve that we have, and how to get all this to work together and be safe so that nobody falls in between. And that's the 5-ton Brookville that was at the Railroad Museum of Pennsylvania. Over there on the left is its cab. So the frame is has been cleaned up and repainted. There's a 302 Ford V8 there under the tarp, an automatic transmission. Now that the show is over, I'm going to start spending some time working on that, and hopefully to get that thing up and running pretty soon, because I'm going to need that to do the work to extend the right-of-way. And you can see through the gate there, track ends, and then the right-of-way continues on. So we've got 175 feet to go. Behind the locomotive cab, there's all the rail that we need to get out that far. And so it'll be our nice initial piece of track to run over once we get it finished. So basically that's where we're at with the 58 at this point in time. I don't know if I've got some other projects to take care of this fall. I'm probably going to push this in the engine house and let it sit there for a while I get some of my other work caught up with, and we get the Brookville up and running. And then kind of in the fall we'll get started on the 58 again. I think a lot of work will start to ramp up again once the boiler comes back. And I'll pull the tank off and take the take the cab off and get the boiler on and get everything put on there and ready to run. So at this point I'm expecting to be ready to run in the spring of next year. I mean, I don't see any reason why we can't be running by then. But it's been 2.5 years working on this, and we started from the beginning. I mean, right here where the tender's sitting. This was the first couple of videos I did. This locomotive sitting right here, jacked up in the snow with torches trying to get the wheels freed up. And 2.5 years later, she looks like this. So I think we're doing pretty well. So everybody, thanks for your support of this project, and I appreciate it, and appreciate all the comments, all the good comments that are being made. And I hope that everybody has a chance to eventually get out here and take a ride behind the 58. Have a good evening.